Well, hey there, this is Jerry, and I'm getting started on another episode of What's Broke Today. And today, this is going to be a fairly quick episode, because what I've got here is a 98 Chevrolet 3500 with a 6.5 liter diesel in it. And he brought it over because it had some leaks. So, which I didn't do a video on it, but all these little hoses that loop from injector to injector, they were all dry rotted, and this front one up here on this side and the front one on the other side were both leaking. So when it's sitting here idling, you can see it spitting diesel fuel out. So I ordered the hoses from NAPA and replaced all of them on both sides. And one of the other things he was talking about when he dropped it off was here on the alternator. It's clean now, but it was all oily, and it'd been slinging oil off of the serpentine belt. So what I found was the grommet on the oil fill tube was leaking. It would run down the water pump, get on the inside of the water pump pulley, and then it just start slinging that everywhere. So I degreased everything and then just sat and watched, had it running and watching. You just see, it wasn't like it was gushing oil, but it would be like a weep coming out where the oil fill tube went into the front of the motor there, which I think that's the injection pump cover. And that grommet was just, old and, had shrunk. So, and I did a bunch of research and was having trouble finding that grommet. And when I looked it up at the Chevrolet, it showed it as a obsolete part. Well, I finally ended up, after doing enough research, I found here where NAPA has this, and it's a 703-1301 rubber grommet. And I'd actually ordered 2 of them because when I was doing my research, because I had oil, when I was changing the hoses on this side, I had to pull this, they call this a CDR valve, but it's like a PCV valve. And of course the hose clamps here were loose, so it would leak around where that hose was tightened down, but it's also leaking at that rubber grommet where it goes into the valve cover down there. So, and of course, before I pulled that out, it said that was the same grommet, and it wasn't. And I searched and searched and couldn't find one for that. So what I did was I measured the old grommet and then put my dimensions in, and was able to get this off of eBay that has it says a 1-inch inside diameter and 1 1/4 inch outside diameter. Well, it's not quite that big, it's a little less, but regardless, I was able to put this up on the CDR valve and then put a little bit of oil on this little faces where it's chamfered there, and push the CDR valve back down into the valve cover and made that good and tight. And of course I had degreased all that over there too. So, but yeah, if you got one of these, and doing a little bit of my research, it looks like if you've got a 6.2 or 6.5 liter diesel in your Chevrolet truck, van, whatever, and it's got the oil fill here in the front like this one does, that this grommet here should be your answer. And of course my NAPA didn't stock it, but I just called them up and they ordered it in. And see on here they actually call it an oil separator grommet, but when you take that grommet and you lay it exactly side by side with the one that come out of there, I mean, it is virtually identical. And so far with all the running I've done since I put those in, I have not had any new oil traces running down the water pump. And then I did go ahead and put a new belt on it. And of course then I also ended up putting the radiator in it because the neck up here was broke. But the radiator in this isn't no big deal to put in. It's a piece of cake. So, but yeah, I'll say that's it. That's how I took care of those 2 oil leaks on this truck. And yeah, when you pull the dipstick, or when you pull the oil fill tube, that little bracket that's welded on the front of it, there's just 2 screws on either side of it that go in that cover, and they're metric. So ended up this, I think I ended up putting 2 13mm headed in, because it had one 12 and one 13, and the 12mm one really wasn't very long, so I went through my stash and found one that almost identically matched what was in the other side, which that actually I think come from a Nissan, but not sure. But yeah, but hey, I think I got our oil leaks fixed. But hey, I appreciate you watching this quick video on the 6.5 liter diesel and those oil fill tube grommet and the CDR valve grommet. And I'll put the part numbers, and I'll see if there's a part number for that eBay one. If not, I'll stick the item number in. So if you need one, you want to look it up, you can just put that item number in eBay and search it. But other than that, hey, appreciate you watching. Appreciate all those thumbs up for the likes. Thanks for all those comments. And hey, if you're not a subscriber, better join on in, because no telling what else you're going to see on What's Broke Today. Thank you.